Situated at the heart of Intramuros, Manila, Fort Santiago stands a monument to centuries of history, a symbol of the Philippines' turbulent past. This fortress has withstood the test of time, witnessing battles, invasions, revolutions, and the struggle for independence. Beyond its imposing stone walls, Fort Santiago is a place of stories. This historic site has seen the rise and fall of different power, the transformation of a nation, and the enduring spirit of the Filipino people. The construction of Fort Santiago was ordered in 1571 by Spanish conquistador Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, fresh from establishing Manila as the capital of the Spanish East Indies. It was named after Saint James the Great, also known as Santiago in Spanish, the patron saint of Spain, reflecting the Catholic influence in the region. A symbol of Spanish military power, the fort's purpose was clear: to protect the newly established colony from external threats and secure Spain's dominance in the region. Strategically positioned at the mouth of the Pasig River, guarding the entrance to Manila Bay, and served as a key stronghold during the Spanish colonial era. Through the centuries, the fort played a critical role in maintaining Spanish control over the Philippines. For over 300 years, this fortress stood as a sentinel, protecting not just the Spanish crown, but also the interests of the powerful empire that ruled the Philippines. But in its shadow, the seeds of resistance were already being sown. By the late 19th century, the fort's role had evolved. It became a prison for prominent Filipino revolutionaries who resisted Spanish rule. One of the most significant figures imprisoned at Fort Santiago was Jose Rizal, the national hero who was arrested in 1896 for his involvement in the movement for Philippine independence. During his imprisonment, Rizal wrote his final heartfelt piece, Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell. He managed to secretly hide the letter in a small alcohol stove, disguised as a part of his personal belongings. Mi Ultimo Adios has later become a rallying cry for Filipinos fighting for independence. Another hidden message was found in the sole of one of his shoes, but was found illegible, leaving its contents a mystery to this day. Today, the bronze footsteps embedded in the courtyard of Fort Santiago trace Rizal's final steps, from his prison cell to the execution site at Bagumbayan. These footsteps are a tribute to his bravery and ultimate sacrifice, igniting the flames of independence in the hearts of Filipinos. After Spain's defeat in the Spanish-American War, the Philippines was ceded to the United States under the Treaty of Paris in 1898. On August 13, 1898, the American flag was first raised at Fort Santiago, signaling the end of more than 300 years of Spanish rule and the beginning of American colonization. The fort, once a symbol of Spanish authority, now became a part of the American military network in the Pacific. During the early years of American rule, Fort Santiago was used as a military base, and later as a site for political prisoners during the Philippine-American War. The fort's story took a dark turn during World War II. After the Japanese invasion of the Philippines in 1942, Fort Santiago was taken over by the Japanese military. The once proud fort now became a site of suffering and death. Among those imprisoned here was Elpidio Quirino, a then senator of the Philippine Commonwealth who would become the sixth president of the Philippines. Captured by the Japanese, Quirino was held in Fort Santiago for 16 days in 1943. His experiences here would shape his leadership later in life, as he helped guide the nation through the post-war recovery. The horrors of war left Fort Santiago in ruins. During the Battle of Manila in 1945, fierce fighting between Japanese forces and Allied troops led to massive destruction. The fort, like much of the city, was bombed and razed, its walls reduced to rubble. It would take years for the fort to recover from the devastating impact of the war. But there was more tragedy to uncover within the walls of Fort Santiago. In 1945, after the Japanese forces were driven out of Manila, a horrifying discovery was made. More than 600 decomposing bodies were found inside the Fort Santiago dungeons, most of them Filipino civilians and prisoners who had been starved and tortured and eventually died from suffocation and heat exhaustion. The bodies now rest in a mass grave marked with a marble white cross, a tribute to the victims who suffered on the last days of the war, abandoned to die by the Japanese forces after losing the Battle of Manila. Today, Fort Santiago stands as a vibrant cultural landmark, blending history with modern improvements. The fort has been transformed into a museum and national landmark, with new features and amenities added to enhance the visitor experience. Among the newest additions is a state-of-the-art visitor center, equipped with an information center, audio-visual chamber, refreshment kiosks, and souvenir shops. Visitors can learn about the fort's past while enjoying modern-day amenities. The once barren courtyards, where thousands of soldiers have prepared for battle, have been transformed into lush gardens, providing a peaceful environment for reflection. The fort's defensive walls have been carefully restored, and now visitors can walk through these historic structures while enjoying the stunning views of the city. Museo ni Rizal, or Rizal Shrine, which houses personal artifacts and memorabilia from the life of Jose Rizal, remains one of the fort's most cherished attractions. Through murals, statues, and displays, the shrine celebrates the vision of a free and independent Philippines that not only Jose Rizal, but many of our heroes fought for, even at the cost of their lives. Declared as a national shrine, Fort Santiago is not just a historical site, it is a living memorial. A place where the past and present come together. It tells the stories of those who fought, suffered, and died for freedom. It reminds us of the values that continue to shape the Philippines today: courage, hope, and the unbreakable will to be free. Fort Santiago, a legacy etched in stone, a symbol of both power and defiance, standing firm across the centuries.